Welcome everybody. I'm Beverly Hills and this is the Revive Zone. And if the Revive Zone is about everything healing, whatever level it's on. Okay. This particular video is about for the ladies that don't like to get their hair trimmed, they don't understand why. I'm gonna give you a little technical behind the scenes reason why. Okay. So hopefully this will help you because when the hair is split, it won't do any of the things you want it to do. I can guarantee you that. Okay. So we're going to do a visual here today. Okay. So let's say that this is a strand of hair. Can you see that? Let's do it this way. Make it dark enough so you all can see it. This is a strand of hair. This up here would be the scalp. Okay. That's the scalp up here. And this down here is a strand of hair. Okay. So this would be considered a healthy head of hair because there's no split ends. This is what split ends do. So split ends do this. You see that? Hopefully you can see that good. So that's what split ends do. So you see how it was solid here and down here it's all not solid, because that means that all the strands of hair that reach this point don't go all the way down here because it's broken in there. Okay? So when you're going to trim the hair, a proper trim means that you cut it, you trim that hair, you cut that hair at that point where it's solid. Okay, all right, and that's called a weight line in the hair care. It's called a weight line, which means that's what gives your hair the body that you want. Okay, so let's say that you don't want to cut all that. Okay, let's say this is like 2 inches of split ends, right? Okay, and you only want to cut off like 1/2 inch. What does that mean? It means you have 1.5 inches of split ends left. Okay. If you have 2 inches of split ends and you cut off 1 inch, it means you have 1 inch of split ends left. The only way to get rid of all the split ends is to actually cut them all off. And when you do, you end up here with a solid line. The other thing is that what happens is that, let's do another little visual here. So this is a strand of hair. When it splits this way, right? And we're just going to do 2 splits here. Okay, just splits, right? So the oxygen is fed by the scalp, okay? That's the oxygen that's coming in, that's nourishing the scalp, okay? Which is transferred to the hair. So what happens is that, that's going to show up opposite on there, but that's all right. Okay. What happens is that the oxygen will not travel down to these split ends. It's only going to go so far, but it's not going to go all the way down to the healthy hair. It's only going to go, let's say, to here. And what happens is that this hair here is going to dry out, and it too is going to become split. So until you cut that hair off, till you cut that entire split end off, the hair is going to continue to dry out all the way up the strand. So it's going to continue to split. The only way to stop a split end is to cut it off. And if you cut it off before it splits, so this is what happens when the hair before it actually splits. Because you got to remember that the hair is the oldest hair on the head, and it's just tired. It's just that simple. It's always basic. It's tired. So when you have your strand of hair and it's like this, and it's not necessarily split, but it's starting to feel fuzzy at the end. It's just starting to get that little fuzzy feeling. You go through and you start to get like that. That's the time to do a trim. And that's generally like every 6 weeks. Okay? You say, well, how's my hair gonna grow if I'm trimming it every 6 weeks? Because it's not breaking off, for one. But the more you trim your hair, the more oxygen, the more blood flow goes through your scalp, and the faster your hair actually grows. So this is how it really works. Whenever I want my hair to grow out, instead of trimming it every 6 weeks, I trimmed it every 4 weeks. Every 4 weeks. And it grew longer than it would have grown if I had waited 6 weeks in between 6-week intervals. Okay? So hopefully that gives you some because I did this because in the salon, that was always the issue with clients. You know, what I found was that they would see a client of mine that I had done, the hair would just be rocking, right? You know, because I was known for healthy hair. bouncy, shaky, shiny hair. That's, that's, if you're gonna have hair, it's gonna be healthy hair. And if you want to be in my chair, you have to have healthy hair. That's it, because I can't let you advertise me any kind of way you want, right? And so, because that's not what I'm about. I'm about healthy hair. So, but they would see a stylist, a client of mine's hair, and they would love it. And they would say, well, I love her hair. But they would come in, they would say, well, I want my hair cut. Well, what do you want? What do you want me to do? Because you do realize that a haircut is the foundation of a hairstyle. And what you liked so much was actually a haircut. The reason why you liked her hair, the reason why her hair did all those things that you liked, was from a haircut. I can't do that with your hair. Split all up. I can do no more to your split up hair than you can do with it. That's the truth of the matter. And I'm not interested either, because there's no fun in that. There's no fun. Have you tried to curl split ends? Of course you have. That's no fun. You be sitting there combing all day trying to get a hair, trying to get a do, and then it flop. And the reality, like when you have ethnic hair, when your hair goes back, it sweats out. It sweats out from the ends up, not necessarily from the scalp. It's so, because once you start sweating on the scalp, those ends just go crazy. But if you have a good haircut and you start sweating, you're gonna still maintain a hairstyle. So hopefully that helps somebody. But that's usually the case, I know, with most melanated women. The haircut, they don't want the haircut under any means necessary. But again, it's like, if you can't have the head of hair that you envision without trimming, because that is part of that process. So hopefully this helps somebody. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and I appreciate you. Bye bye. And remember, to thy own self be true. Bye bye.